is February 12th, 2026. You know, the last few days have been absolutely awful. I mean, if you go back, what was it, February 10th, Monday, there's a Dollar General on Route 800 and going towards Magnolia. It's probably in East Canton. There's a guy in there. He's been following me since 18. He's probably fake law enforcement. He had a hat on. I told Carl, I said, remember the guy I seen in Carrollton last year? And I pointed him out. That was him again. He's in there lying to this heavy set girl. Lying to her. We have a coroner that she was found insane. He does not. Was never found insane. They just lie. See, they're big lies of she was found insane before. I talked to an attorney. You have to stay in a state psychiatric hospital. They get a hold of courts. You have to go in front of a judge. A judge explains to you that you're found insane or incompetent. You're placed on disability. You get a guardian and a social worker. And tell you stand in front of that judge, you're not found insane. Then, you know, these people are so stupid making up crap. It's like what you're saying, Social Security disability owes me like 30 years back pay. I am poor. I will take it. It's like $500,000. Sweet mother of pearl. I'll take it. You're trying to say I was disabled, nobody told me, and I've been out working, supporting myself? Damn. That was mean of you. Then they tell people, she has charges of rape and murder. My God, they have me made out as a crazy rapist killer. Never happened. I have one traffic ticket from 1989. I paid my ticket. That's it. They lied. And then they told people that I supposed to have charges of that. Then the police went and arrested her. My God, you'd be glad they didn't shoot you. Right after the case started, Dave took me for a walk in the woods. He said, "Do you see this tree? You see that tree?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "I want to pick out which one. I want to get a group of people to come up here and hang you. And when they drop you, that'll hold your body weight so it don't snap." And they talked about hanging me a lot in 18 and 19, getting a lynch party. They literally talked about having hanging parties around me. By the summer of 19, I was working out in Pizza Hut in Canal Fountain part-time. Some guys in there, and I'm cleaning the dining room. He said, I overheard him. I went to him, I told him. They're trying to get a group of people to take her out to a field and beat her to death. They're trying to get people to kill her for them. See, that's where they send out these false advertisements asking people to show up and harass me. They're trying to get some fool to try to harm me for them. Law enforcement won't arrest her. We have to take it in our own hands. Are you that stupid that some serial killers playing with you to commit a crime? See, when the beginning of the case, they made up a scenario. Well, she was mean to Katie. It's like, Katie? People talking around Katie? I haven't seen Katie in 6 years. I haven't talked to her in 6 years. And I think Dave and I said hi to her passing in the mall. When people found out I hadn't talked to her in 6 years, they didn't find any of it funny. See, I told you, in 2011, 2012, I was going to Blaylock's church. And their little lies and stuff were getting down there. And people were making fun of me. Now, these are people I've had nothing to do with for 8 or 9 years. Bad-mouthing me. Running their mouths on around me. And I don't even see or talk to them. And they're just lying. Godless. Okay? Jim Pridgett came up to me one time. He said, I have to work with this one guy. He said, all day long, all I hear is how you're crazy and on drugs and drunk. I come to church and you're fine. It's like I haven't seen him in 8 years. He's just lying. And then his wife one time said, I heard you were caught out with a lot of men. I said, what men? What are you talking about? And she started saying something, and I got to thinking. I said, hey, I was at Home Depot with my son Danny and my grandsons. She started laughing. She said, well, they are men, but they don't count. They're your babies. They knew who Danny was, and those were little infants. Helping him with the twins. See what I mean? He just lied. Heather, my one niece, she told me one day they'll learn not to lie on people. See, back in 2011, 2012, when they were telling all those stories, they made up a story. Dave left me. He's still at home. Been acting crazy lately. I go to church. This little old lady said, I heard your husband left you. I said, ma'am, I don't know who you told you that, but it's not true. I heard you're in denial. I said, ma'am, he's not went anywhere. I said, he goes to work every day, comes home every night. He's home every night. He's never left me. I heard you're in denial. I said, ma'am, my husband has not left me. She said, I heard you're in denial. And I'm going back and forth. I said, I'm not going to wash his underwear anymore if he left me. I just looked at her. Well, I was working down at Woodforest at 2011, 2012, Walmart Maslin, standing there talking to Dave. She walks up. I'm so glad you came back to Karen. He said, what is she talking about? I said, that's one of the lies. You left me. She said, ma'am, I never left her. I said, I told you everything was a lie. She said, I don't care who you are in that church. You can't play like that. Okay. They made up a story that I caught Katie and Dave in bed, 2011, 12. Supposed to have chased her around a room with a knife and down the street. My God, the cops would have been there. Never happened. Never caught her with him. I would have divorced the bastard. Dave was pissed at that one. Then, I don't know what the lie was. He came home one time and he beat me really bad and assaulted me. And I'm crying, why? You learn to keep your filthy mouth shut. I said, what are you talking about? Danny just left with the kids an hour ago. I've been sitting here watching TV, waiting for you to come home. You look like he was going to puke. Got mad enough he quit his church. So, more people are saying stuff. We go to walk-in Macy's. This is like 2011, 2012. I said, Dave, are you cheating on me with that girl? Now, she's cheated with my brother-in-law, Tim, since 2001 before. Okay? My sister Linda knows he's cheating. She won't confront her husband. So we just never said anything and acted stupid. It's her choice. Okay? So the thought she's cheating with Dave, too, is just, like, ridiculous. I said, Dave, are you cheating with that girl? He said, I'd rather kiss a cow's butt than that fat, ugly heifer. Well, I giggle at his mean joke. We're in Macy's by the purses. Can she hear us down the mall now? I said, Dave, are you cheating with that girl? He said, Karen, she's pathetic. Making up stories for people's attention. That a married man would leave his wife for her. She's just pathetic, making up stories. Now, the only way she would ever know of his mean joke, and I dare laughed back in 2011, 2012. He told her to stir the pot. Karen laughed at my mean joke. I told you. So we started walking on the other side of the kiosks. And if we didn't get a chance to get on the other side from her store, we wouldn't even say a word when we walked by. So she couldn't say we said anything. Avoided her where she worked and everything like the plague. Wouldn't even shop there. So when people are, I told you, was probably 2011, 2012, passed us in the mall. Hi. Huh? We had nothing to do with her. Didn't go to her church. Didn't have anything to do with it. Didn't have anybody's address, phone number. We had no contact with them people. But one of those scenarios, she was rude. How was I rude? Huh? They just lied. They lied on everything. You know, that's where some girls said that church was supposed to be getting even with her for her being rude to one of their people. It's never rude. And whatever happened to the Bible scriptures of loving your enemy? Praying for those that despitefully use you? Avenge not yourself. What happened to those scriptures? Those godless apostolic people, they're not godly. They're godless. They took the Bible and threw it through a shutter and threw it down the toilet. But Officer Mark, Officer John, you do need to pull the surveillance of that Dollar General. On Monday, that guy in there with the toboggan, I seen him off in the distance. He was down in Carrollton last year. He's been around me since 18. Make sure he's not one of the rapists. He is probably one of the fake law enforcement during the case. Okay. And then, where they started last Saturday, that they moved that girl that lost all that weight, that was dating that well, that isolated her alone, moved her off where no one can find her. That's the kind of shit they said when they sold people or killed them. That's the kind of shit they said. Remember that? You need to find that girl and find her fast. You know, this is how crazy, you know, they have admitted to using hypnotic drugs and tell me to say it before. They admitted to a shower scene in the other room in their stocking tapes. Officer Mark, I remember you telling the North Canton Jackson Police in June or July of 19, the worst thing you ever did wrong was bend over improperly. The first month of the case, there was a little white man showed up. Wood Forest in front of the police and feds, Walmart 62. For every idle word you telling us, I'll turn it on you. If you try to leave Dave, I'll list you a child molester. I'm looking at him like, who are you? He's like, you have that bruise on your leg. And it was the size of a lemon. I'm like, yeah. And I woke up that morning with another bruise throwing up. I used sodium pentothenium. No, he stabbed me in my sleep with a hypnotic drug. That is a federal crime. He said, you told me you were wearing this one nightgown, bent over him probably once, accidentally seen your butt, and you had a life of pain because of it. Try to leave Dave a list your child molester. I got away from that freak. I went home to a legally bugged house. I'm like, Dave, I just replaced all my nightgowns last year, all but the grandma nightgown down to my knees and some laces I kept from here. I know that. Years ago, I was video chatting with you, and I couldn't get the DVD player hooked up. Right. I said, I had the grandma nightgown, underwear, and a house coat on. I know you did. I said, when I bent over the TV, they laughed at the back of my knees. I have varicose veins. Ooh, Grandma, what's on the back of your legs? Varicose veins. I got it when I had your daddy. Here, hold Papa when I get changed. You start laughing. I know. They only made fun of the back of your knees. You were dressed like that. He made up the whole scenario. See, like they said, when the case first started, a bunch of people showed up and said they were working for Dave, drugging me up and telling me to say lies. More of them. Where he had bruises before, throwing up and infected. It wasn't the well water, it was us. We were drugging you and telling you to say this. We were drugging you and telling you to say that. And they all worked for Dave. Okay? March 1st to 3rd of 21. They said they put 2 clips together, put her in a porn. It's not her, it's them. Well, in January of 19, by January of 19, they said they photoshopped all their lies. By January 19, they photoshopped effeminate wipey above the toilet in the other room. Okay? To make you look weird. Then all kinds of crazy scenarios. I used to run around half the day and debunking them. I got tired of it. Okay? March 1st to 3rd of 21, they put 2 clips together, put her in a porn. It's not her, it's them. Don't worry about her. Okay? March 13, 21, I went to Altman Hospital. It was a fiasco. A fiasco. I go in there, there's fake agents flashing fake badges, getting in the back, making up a scam that they chipped me. I found out through another medical professional, the girls they raped and they let go. They were lying to them, they chipped them. And if they tried to tell someone that the police couldn't move them off and hide them, they could find them anywhere. It was way to silence the rape victims and keep them quiet. It was just a scam. Well, chips are just a puppy shot, you know. While they're in there lying to Dr. Allen and Tina's and all this crazy stuff, I go to use the bathroom, and that Eric that made fun of everybody November 18, 22, all the tapes before were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to do it, my idea to say it. For all these people to turn on and they fell for it. The jackass. Well, March 13, 21, he's still scamming people. Fall in there, the nurses breaking HIPAA. Talking about a patient there. Eric, I know you said that. Well, I use the bathroom and go back to my room. Security calls me bad names. And then somebody else talking about Dave getting caught with the shooters on the gunshot night. Case is swirling like a hurricane. Okay? All right. So, I leave. I go over to Mercy Medical. I tell that nurse that my ex-husband tried to kill me, and he ran some drug scams on me. If someone calls, that's what's going on. He had tried to kill me, and he had some of his friends run a drug scam on me. I hear a lady come in, no man was ever to touch her. That nurse or doctor comes in with a man. The only thing they had you on was adjusting yourself. The guy said, that's sick. She looks at me and said, no, it's actually funny. She simply wiped off water with clothes on. He said, that's sick. I said, no, it's really funny. She just simply brushed it off. They didn't have anything else. See, everything's drugged and photoshopped. Then they started, after that, taunting me. You touched yourself, you exposed yourself, you touched yourself, look where. That's not wiping off water with clothes on. That made my stomach bleed. Then I calmed myself down. Okay. They're playing me. Then I thought, well, they put my head on somebody else's body. Okay. And then I got to thinking, what would you be doing? If you take the whole scenario away, what would you be doing? If you touch yourself, you expose yourself, you're undressing. You touch yourself, look weird, but not weird. What are you doing? Sounds like you got undressed. You got in the shower, you're washing yourself. Walked outside to smoke. She figured out what they did. Laughing at me. May 12th, 22 at noon, they found a tape of them emitting a shower scene in the other room. May 26th, 22 at noon, an attorney ordered the washing in the shower scene to be photoshopped in the other room to make you look weird on purpose. Okay? I think it's July 25th, 25. First thing in the morning, there's a biker outside Bob Evans. He said, I can keep an eye on her because she don't know who I am. I had a biker around me in 18, 19, 20, a lot. Every once in a while he shows up. Wears a helmet all the time. He said, I forgot how big Karen was when the case started. He said, I did a body ratio of the tape of weird with yourself. It wasn't even her. It is a shower scene. We examined it. It's a shower scene of washing yourself. But it wasn't even her. They put her head on somebody else's body showering. Okay, the next day. Okay, that's the 25th or 26th. I'm in Bob Evans again. Some idiot pulls that Bill from the Freemason scam of the dirty doctor not being one of hers, works for them, and they lied and a bunch of other shit. I went off. Oh, hell no. Started talking to one of the waitresses. Went over to Walmart 62. Carl goes to the bathroom. One of the investigators from 18 shows up. I told that couple never to say a word to her again. I interviewed John years ago. Said nothing bad ever happened to him. So the rest are boys. Well, they're supposed to have her tape. The drugs then told us that. See, from the beginning of the case, they were laughing at me how they framed me. Repeatedly taunting me. May 25th, 21, Louisville, Wendy's, other church people breaking in before drugging her, tell her, say weirdo, molest her stuff. That's not funny. 8/9/21, apartment building for me, second close to the fence. A lady and little girls lived there in Louisville. They were out there saying it. And then 4 or 5 neighbors did a police report. 1295 Fairlawn, a little white lady screamed at him, talked to several people in 21. Edit the Oakland apartment, maintenance man on Cleveland Avenue, December 9, 21, 4 p.m. They told him that all the tapes before were them and not me, and it's just a bunch of men doing crimes down here to see if someone will stop him. Same day, white man bald with dark eyes distributing food at the Stark County Hunger Task Force on 9th Street. Was one of my guards during the case came out. We always knew the tapes before were them and not her, so we never said a word. January 19th, 22, 11 o'clock in the morning, they told the Department of Disability that I was drugged and told to say it before. February 2nd, 22, a Latino man admitted he drugged me first and told me to say it. I'd never seen him before. Okay? And then and I had somebody with me and I got him away from me. He's like, I heard that Latino guy. It's like, I've never seen him before. Later on 6th Street, an investigator from Ravenna showed up in a black Sebring. I found out that bastard really did drug her and tell her to say it before. March 24, 22, 1:30, they admitted a frame in me. August of 23, on a Tuesday between noon and 1, Officer Mark told a lady is documented and verified as framed before, and it was a drug cartel at my home before they seen him. It's documented and verified another woman was using her insurance, and it was a medication error that made me sick before. Okay? That's fraud and medical malpractice. Okay. August 4th, 25, they admitted to using hypnotic drugs on me and telling me to say it before. That's why she had a metal taste in her mouth and no memories of these people. August 5th, 25, as if Agent John did not know they used hypnotic drugs when they drugged her and told her to say it before. That's why she had a metal taste. Sorry, that was August 4th. August 5th, 25, as if Agent John didn't know they used hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged her and told her to say it before. He was telling people he knew she was being drugged, beat, and raped before the case started. He even let him torture her. Is he some kind of coward? August 7th, 25, investigators in Walmart 62, they would still have it, tape and audio. We got him taped again, admitting to drugging her and telling her to say it before. Now, what kind of drugs? That they had used hypnotic drugs on her and she'd have no memory of these people. And them calling Agent John a coward. Okay? Then we have March 27th, 25, 1 o'clock in the morning, of an investigator breaking up with Michelle. The doctor from before was not one of hers, works for them, and they had lied. She doesn't know who they are or who he is. And when they bashed in her head, they tried to kill her or leave her incompetent. It didn't work. And he got it out of Dave that a girlfriend from before me made him marry me so she could get a job at my dad's factory and she could have free insurance. The woman used my insurance was another girlfriend. Ran up all kinds of medical bills on my name, so I got stuck with the copays. He could give her extra money. My whole marriage was a scam. I had chest pains. Alright. April 17, 25, Michelle screams it again, and she's parking lot. She was so pissed that guy broke up with her. Okay? April 24, 25, Summit Mall. The Texas group said, tell that guy Will that was to pull a scam off here. That is all wrong because Michelle told on them that the doctor from before was not one of hers, works for them, and they had lied. Tell them we said to take care of her. Okay. May 25th, 25, Hollister's. They were laughing about Bill from the Freemasons' big scam of drugs and told to say it, photoshopped a wash and ran a scam on it. Everybody laughing about it. May 26, 25, Walmart 62, they should still have it. Of the cartel walking in. The cartel's tired of Bill from the Freemasons, we all are. Of the dirty doctor not being one of hers, works for them, and they had lied. And the whole thing's a scam. May 30th, 25, 1 o'clock in the morning, Louisville. Police were outside. They found the surveillance. They found the original FBI case, too, that my ex-husband hired 2 men on his own. One said he was an attorney, so it made it legal. No, it didn't. He only said he was an attorney. Didn't say he was. Okay? December 1st, 25, an investigator shows up at Walmart 62. Michelle came in and told me that this whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government. They admitted that November 23rd, 25 in Macy's downstairs in Summit Mall. Okay? Well, December 1st, 25. An investigator showed up. Michelle told on him. The whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government, and her ex-husband was involved. And that the doctor from before was not one of hers, works for them, and they have lied. She doesn't know who he is, and that guy Pete running his mouth about her, she don't even know who he is. It's just some guy Dave hired on his own. And they admitted to using hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged her and told her to say it before. And the tape of Weird With Yourself is photoshopped of washing in the shower. And it's just a scam to extort money from the government. April 16, 23, where I was asking Danny about all this, what he knew. He didn't know anything. Across the parking lot, I seen him and Jen walk up to Gabe and Shay. And he said, I finally went to Dad. Ask him what on earth is going on. He said he had hired some guy named Pete on his own. Was Pete and his men in our home before? Pete has a frame. Pete has a tape, the filthy, dirty statement. I've never met him. It's just some guy you hired to drug me up and tell me to say this. And then that Henry Mothy, that Bill, whatever you want to call it, running the big scam. Those two guys are running a scam, trying to extort money from the government, like the government would be stupid and give it to a bunch of rapists. I'm going to upload this.